Okay, so working on my new to me 2003 BMW F650CS. So this is the Carver and or Scarver, sorry. And so I just picked it up about a week ago, and I wanted a bike like this because it's easy to drive, easy to maneuver. And I'm a little short, so it's a good stance for me, and I just wanted a quick, easy to ride type of bike I can just take out whenever I want. And so this kind of fit the bill. And so once I got it, I realized a few things were wrong with it, and that's okay. I wanted a project bike, so it's not really a project bike because everything, it runs. I drove it home, but some of the typical issues that these bikes have that I started discovering. So I started researching and everything, and it appears that it's got the mild surging issue, which is when you're driving 3,000-4,000 RPMs, it feels like the bike wants to it does this bucking motion type of stuff. So it kind of jerks a little bit. It's not bad, it's just annoying. The cluster lights were not working. I already fixed those, and I didn't take the time to make a video, but I'll do that again. That's not difficult to do. I want to make a lot of videos for this bike as I go, because I've found there's several videos online about the bike. People go over what the bike is and things like that, but there's not really maintenance videos. I'm not finding good videos on how to take it apart, which you see I've already taken apart, but I'm gonna, as I put it back together, I'm gonna go through all the pieces that I took out and what to be careful of and things like that, so I have it for my own documentation and also to help anybody else that may need it. I didn't take the liberty of starting the video before, but I kind of wanted to get into it. I hadn't ever seen this bike, so it would have been difficult for me to do that. But I feel now that I've kind of been into the bike and done some research, I feel comfortable taking a video and then talking through it all. So what I've done so far is I took the bike apart. All the Tupperware, they call it. It's basically all the plastics, and then there's a tub here. So I'll show you that. So these are the two side pieces that for the bike, and then there's these are the grab handles, and then there's a big tub. So where you normally have a gas tank in this bike, you have it's a compartment, storage compartment type of thing, and then underneath is the air filter. I haven't taken this apart yet. I'll do that before I put it all back together. The MAF sensor wire is here. This part right here, the throttle body connects directly to it. So basically, this is your luggage carrier type of thing with the air cleaner box as well built in. And this is the snorkel for the air to go in. So this wasn't too bad. There's a lot of bolts. I found that these are the grab handles that go around the bucket type of thing. They have these security screws in them, and if you notice over here, this one's kind of bent in, the pin's bent inside. So I decided to just do away with these. These are the only bolts that kind of had difficulty with. So I decided to go ahead and get I just ran to Home Depot real quick and picked up a few of these. Very same thread, exact same thread, and exact just different bolt pattern, or different head. It's a hex instead of a star, but it'll fit nicely in there, and it'll do the job. So I decided to do that. So I did need to have a security bit set, which I did have. That's nice. It came in handy. Everything on the bike so far has been T30, 25, 20. I don't think anything 15, but it's good to have anything from T15 to T30 around. So I plan on making a little toolkit to go into the seat to have all that in my travels if I need anything. There is a toolkit that came with the bike. It wasn't that great. Let's see. I'm trying to adjust my camera so I can show everything. So the kit that came with the bike, it had some just wrenches, and it's got the screwdriver thing that you can Phillips and flat type of thing, so that's okay. But really it doesn't, it's got a couple of these Allen keys, which is nice, so that's good. But I think I'll make a nice kit, because the one thing that it doesn't have is the socket, the specific socket you need for the spark plug. And that particular one lucky for me, I had one in my other bike, and so it's a BMW, so it actually had the same exact one. It's the 18 millimeter socket, and the reason you need this particular tool instead of just a regular spark plug socket is, one, it's not a regular spark plug socket, it's 18 millimeters, and then the other thing is it's a thin wall. It's a really thin location, so I'm going to try to, and it's dark here, so it might be difficult for the video, but basically you can see where it's really thin wall, so it's going to be difficult to get a socket in there. If you notice, this kind of just barely goes in. So I'm going to hunt around to see if I can find an 18 millimeter thin wall socket, and I'll purchase one and have it ready. But for now, this works, and this is what everybody that I've found so far online uses. And it worked well. It was a little difficult to get it, broken loose first, but kind of just get it in there, and then you just kind of use this as a T-handle type of thing, like that, and then you just turn it. So that's my plan. I'm going to put this back together. The other thing I found from the surging reviews I did for surging, or research I did for the surging issue, is that there's different spark plugs that you can try. The OEM spark plug apparently is part of the problem. The other part of the problem is using the correct starting procedure, and then the other part of the problem is using the correct fuel. So at least that's what I have determined so far. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the plug with the iridium plug. We've used iridium plugs in other bikes, and they've really done well and have improved the bike, so I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. The one that I am going with is the one that I found on one of the, I think, Illinois BMW Club. They did a nice video on it, and so it's DPR8E IX9 2202 plug. I just went to O'Reilly's and they ordered it for me. It was like $10. Apparently you can get this same plug, non-iridium, for like $3. But I decided to go ahead and just get the iridium one. When I pulled the plug out, I was curious to see what was going to be in it. I wasn't sure. Turns out that it is a similar plug. It's DR8EB. I didn't find this particular model listed anywhere online so far for this bike, so I'm not sure what one of the previous owners did. But obviously, I don't think this is the stock plug. So obviously they kind of went through similar things. So we'll see if I have any better luck than them. Again, the bike's not, too terrible to drive. It's just a little annoying, but it's not a big deal. But I think if I do everything like they say I should do, is change the plug, go with the 87 octane fuel, and start it properly, then I should be okay. One of the other things that they mentioned on that video is that when you change the plug, they said disconnect the battery completely. So I did that. I pulled it out, cleaned everything, and then they said to put the positive and negative cables, touch them together when they're not attached to the battery, obviously. What that does is it drains any residual power inside the electrical system, so it kind of gives it a hard reset. I don't know if that's going to really help at all, but I figured I'm there, why not? So it can't hurt. It does, basically reset everything. So I did that. And then apparently you have to also do a very specific starting procedure. So once I get it all buttoned back up, I'll do that. And what they said was you just turn the ignition on, leave the bike in neutral, you start it. Once it starts, you hold the button. You're supposed to hold this button for about 2 seconds after it starts, to let it properly start. And then once it starts, leave it alone. Don't touch it for, definitely don't touch the throttle for a few minutes, or however long it takes for the radiator fan to come on. When the fan comes on, that means it's fully warmed up. At that point, I should be able to shut the bike off completely, and that reset procedure is done at that point, apparently, and then you just start the bike and go. So let's see where that goes. So for now, I'm just going to put the spark plug back in. So sorry for the long-winded explanation. I don't like to make the videos too long, but I just kind of wanted to get you to where I am now and why I'm here. And then, once I'm done, I'll do more videos on how to put everything back together, etc., etc. Okay, so just gonna put this over here. Now I'm just going to get it started by hand, and I'm not using any anything on the threads. Typically I would use something like a let's see, anti-seize or something, but decided since it didn't have it, and I don't really want to cause any issues, so I figured I'll just leave everything as is. And it was fairly easy to take off. It wasn't too difficult. Hopefully my video is catching all this, but you can see how thin that hole is there. So basically you kind of need this tool or something like it in order to get the spark plug in. All right, so it's in. And I did not, I checked the gap, and it was at 0.03, right around there. So 30, I guess 0.030 inches. And I don't know what a proper gap would be, so I didn't want to mess with that either. I did check this, and this was like 0.24, or actually 25, so 0.025. So I know that the gap on this is considerably more, but I figured I'll leave it because most of the plugs come pre-gapped now. But again, I don't know if this bike was supposed to have this plug, so I don't know if it's supposed to be gapped to this. So this is going to be a trial and error type of thing. So I've got it in there, and it went in nice and smooth, so I have no concerns about cross-threading or anything. So I'm just going to give it a nice firm turn here. I'm going to get it as snug as I possibly can with my hand. I figure I can't really do much damage with my hand. And I think I'm pretty good there. And I'll probably just, at some point, I think I'm going to be doing this a couple of times, so I'm not worried about, having to come in here and do something again. So I also don't want to overdo it. So I think I'm good there. I feel pretty confident. That's a nice snug fit. And I got that out. Okay, and put that over here for now. Okay, so now, by the way, I think there's a special tool because, that's how BMW rolls, to take this out. But I found it very easy to use this tool right here and go it from angle from this opening right here. And I just kind of went in like this and lifted up, and it came up real easy. I was trying to do it from up here, and that was no fun. So that's the trick, basically. And then if you notice, this little cavity or this little grip hole here slides into this, so that's how it locks it in place once it's in. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of turn it like this, and okay, nice satisfying click there. And I know it's in because it'll go into this hole, which is nice. So that's done very nicely. Okay, so spark plug's in. I'm ready to put the bike back together, I think. Like I said, I spent a lot of time cleaning. I had an oil leak as well. When I opened this up and got the little tub area out, or the air cleaner part, this was loose. It was not connected to anything. There was a clamp on it. It's on the floor over there. That was one of those crimp clamps, but I think whoever took it off before didn't bother to put it back on properly. And it's also a difficult fit because if you notice, I tried to reroute it to see if I can route it a different way, but it can only really route this way. So it's a tight fit. The port where this is going to go into is going to come right to here, so it's going to be like really tight fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a clamp and get it ready over here, and then once I get the tub back on, I have to make sure that the connector for the throttle body goes right over it. There's a few things I have to make sure go in. This is the connector for the airflow sensor, the MAF, and then you kind of just put it in, put everything together, and then go from there. All right, so for now, I'm done. I'm gonna stop here for a little while. I'm gonna go get the air box ready. I'm gonna check the air filter. I haven't checked it yet. I had a lot of oil over here because of, I think this is a breather hose. It comes from right over here, goes down into here, so it's coming from your crank. So that's where, I think it's the vent hose for the engine. So that's where the oil, I think, was coming. I don't see any other issues. Bike's only got 12,000 miles on it, so it's actually in pretty decent shape. All right, so I'll stop the video here for now. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to take a look at this air filter real quick. As I mentioned earlier, this is the plastic air cleaner slash luggage compartment type of thing going on with this bike. I'm just going to take these these are T27 Torx. So take these out. These are on really tight. I think Hercules himself torqued these on. I'm not sure that was necessary, but I'm not going to over tighten these things, because I've run into BMWs with issues with when they put a piece of metal inside of plastic like that. If you over tighten stuff, eventually that metal is going to turn inside the plastic, and then you're not going to be able to get that out. So I've run into issues with that, so I'm not going to over tighten anything. Here's the filter. I was looking at these online to buy one. It looks so much bigger. It's really, like, I don't know, like less than 4 inches by 2 inches. It's thick, so that's nice. Okay, lucky for me, it's not too bad. It looks like somebody's changed it fairly recently. It does have some oil in here, so it does tell me that oil did get in here. But it's not that bad, and I don't have a replacement right now, so for now, I'm just going to leave it. I'll grab a napkin here and just kind of wipe the excess oil off. But yeah, so I just wanted to give it a quick check and make sure it's nothing like drenched with oil or anything. But this is not that bad, so I think I'll be all right. Let me just wipe off some of this excess. It's really not much at all, but you can tell where it was catching a lot of oil right there. So only that section. That's not too bad. Set that down over here real quick and just take a look inside. Okay, so one thing is possible, that since I was getting some oil, I believe this was like this. So oil was right in this corner over here. So let me just clean that. And that is the MAF. So I do happen to have a can of MAF cleaner here. I'm just going to spray that. I'll take it outside real quick and just spray it. You can see some oil inside there. So there was oil. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Hopefully you can. But yeah, there is a little bit of oil in there. Just drop one of these rubber pieces that goes over here. It's annoying. Okay. So I'm going to try to clean that off a little bit if I can. I don't want to touch the MAF though. I don't want to damage anything. So I'll try to get around it a little bit over here. Try to get it so I can show it on the camera. Let me put it over here. So again, I can see traces of it. Probably not going to get it all. And I'm not worried about it. Hopefully. Yeah. Hopefully it won't be too bad. But I am going to spray off that MAF sensor real quick with the MAF cleaner in case it got a little bit of oil on it. So let me find that can. What did I do with it? I think I'll have it right over here. Grab this real quick. So I have this can, mass airflow sensor cleaner. Take it outside real quick so I can see good. Show you good. There we go. So, see now. Give it a spray. A couple of different angles. And that's gonna evaporate pretty quickly here in the sun. Okay. That should be fine. That doesn't look too bad. I'll just wipe this off. This is again, well, get that wiped up nice and clean. this is where my throttle body is going to seat, so oil might actually help it go in good. Okay. And it could have also been contributing to my rough driving or engine. Engine wasn't too rough or anything. It was just, like I said, it was a little bucking and type of stuff going on, a little surging. Since I seem to be losing these, I'm going to leave this over here for now. Alright, so I think I'm ready to put this guy back. So, actually I'm not ready. I need to go and get myself a clamp. So I mentioned that this clamp was, this hose was not connected. This is where it goes. Where does it go? Okay, it goes back here. So this is where the hose is going to go, like that. So I just need to get a clamp for it. I'm going to go run and get one. I have a spare clamp. And then I'll put it back together. Okay, so I've got my clamp ready for this hose. And I've got my MAP sensor wire here. And I do not have my air filter back in. Do that real quick. I'm just going to put the air filter back in the way it came out. It's just like that. And then get the snorkel, push it forward, like so. So this should just go in like so. Here first, and it's perfectly lined up. Get my 2 screws. Again, this was a T27. And as I mentioned earlier, they were way over torqued. So I'm just gonna get them nice and snug, not overdo anything on these plastics. Okay, like this. I'm just gonna make a wrench here, ratchet. And what I like to do is when I don't want to over tighten, I just put my fingers on the head of the ratchet and I just apply as much pressure as I can there. I don't go to the end. That's no more leverage than needed. See, it's not really going much more. And this isn't going to come off, so I'm not worried about it. That's it. It's close. It's good enough. And then, so the goal is to get the throttle body over here, get this guy plugged in, and this guy attached here. And I believe there's one more thing to do, but it wasn't done before, so I'll see. I think. So again, when I took it apart, it wasn't there, but this, I think, goes somewhere here, but I'm not sure where. So I may have to figure that out on the fly. Again, it wasn't. It was just laying there when I got it here. All right, so let's give it a shot. So I'm gonna first plug this guy in, and if I remember right, it went like that. Get a good view over here. So that's where this wire needs to end up in here. And it has this push clip, so I should be able to just snap it in. When you take it out, you push on it and pull out. So I think when you're putting it in, I don't think you have this. There you go. Just went in, locked in place. Nice. Forgot to mention, I had the trickle charger wire was set up, but it was only coming to here. So what I did was I extended it out. I just soldered in more wire, and I made a little harness out of it. So I hooked up the trickle charger to the battery, and I have it coming out up here now. So I find that to be a lot easier to use. Okay, so that's done. Now the next thing is this guy, and he's just gonna have to go in like that. It's actually not too bad. There you go. It's in there good. Got the clamp ready to tighten down. I'll do that in a minute. And now I need to make sure that I get the throttle body in where it goes. So just like this. And this flexes a little bit, the throttle body, because it's on a rubber hose down here, so it's a little easier, I think. Never done it, so. And it's in location, so what I'm gonna do is just kind of make sure everything's okay. I'm not pushing down on something that shouldn't be pushed down on. These wires look a little bit, okay, that's okay. Okay, it's a cable, the throttle cable, but I think it's meant to bend like that, so it should be okay. I think I'm over here, it's not gonna go any further. So it'll just go down a little bit more back here, so the rest of the throttle is seated in here, if you can see that. Hopefully it'll sit there right here and that should be okay. Oh, push down a little bit gently over here. I think I'm in. So there we go. It's sitting on this rubber piece right here, so that should be it. And it's sitting over here, and looks like it's in pretty even. Okay. It would be nicer if it went a little bit more, so it does go in. There we go. Okay, so it went in nicely. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it seems to go in nice. Okay, so I'm actually at a good point here. I think this guy's gonna clamp onto the metal brace that goes around here. So the next thing is I need to get a metal brace, the metal ring that goes around here that holds all this in place. So I'm gonna grab that and kind of dry fit it and see how it goes. And to make my life easier, when I was taking everything apart, I kept all the screws together. So whatever the screws came out, I kind of put them back in. So that way I wouldn't have to hunt for screws later. So hopefully I did that right. So this is how it goes in. Just gonna, and I think that's how it sits right there. And so this is gonna go down behind this ear over here. So this screw's gonna come out and then go back in. Same thing over here. This metal piece goes behind this ear. The screw's gonna come out and go in. And then just take it out by hand for now. And get this one started. Hopefully. There we go. Again, never done this before, so I'm not sure how difficult it's going to be getting everything lined up. Hopefully it won't be too bad. I think I got that one started. Oh, no, I don't. Now I think I got it started. Okay, and I believe that's a T30. So that's what I've got to do on this side as well. Oh, and this is where this is going to go. I believe it's just going to snap in like that in a minute. Just get this started first though. So again, all new stuff, so not sure how difficult it's going to be. At some point I may have to just stop the camera and just get it together and then explain it later, type of thing. You got to go into this bridge over here, and then once I'm done I'm going to double check and make sure my throttle body is still connected. Okay, so I got 2 of my bolts started, which is nice. So I think I've got the framework in the right place. So like I said earlier, I left all the screws here, so I'm going to take this one out, and I'm going to have to take both of them out. There's the other one over here. Hopefully you can see it. And get this down over. There we go. I'm gonna have to take a look at it from a different angle so I can see it better. There we go. A lot easier this way. So that one started. Go back around over here. And get this started. A lot of screws to do this, but it wasn't that bad. Just tedious. Not in a rush, so that's good. This is not something I'd probably want to do on the roadside, though, that's for sure. Okay, so I got my screw started, got my frame in place. So the next thing to do is get my fuel filter secured. So everything's still loose. So I did mess up here and I didn't take the screw out. So what I'm going to do next is going to take this screw out. I may have to loosen this frame up a little bit to get it out. I'm going to see over here. If I can't get this out, then yeah, I think I messed up. So I'm going to loosen this up again, get this frame up, take this screw out. This filter, the ear for this filter over here has to end up in front, and then the screw goes through, and that's what holds the fuel filter in place. And then I also need to get this. This is your fuse box, little baby fuse box, and there are the fuses. So he goes in to here. So apparently, hopefully that's as simple as just pop it back in. If it's not, then I have to rig something. But it looks like, yeah, so it looks like it stays. So when you take it out, you just go like this. So I guess when somebody did it, they just didn't put it back in properly. But you just put it in, it's a rectangle, you kind of get it in, turn it, and it stays. That's nice. All right, I gotta take this out again, get my fuel filter in properly. Okay, so I've relocated my fuel filter for the ear to be above the ring, the metal ring plate over here that holds it. I'm just gonna tighten it up. There we go. And this is a T30. So I've got my two screws that go over here again. Hopefully they stay lined up. I'm not going to go over tighten them with that yet. I just want to get them in. I'll come back and double check everything later, just to make sure I got it right, and then see if you notice it's going in over here. Okay, coming along. So now for these two. Okay, so I got the bike outside now so I can work in the shade. It was actually getting some sun in the shed there. But anyway, so I've got the bike to the point where I've got everything back together. I'm ready to put the plastic pieces on. Just wanted to kind of show you what I've gotten to so far. And this just goes back over here. And then so I've put everything back together. One thing I didn't get a chance to double check, I just wanted to make sure, it's hard to see, is that the rubber boot for the airbox is seating on the throttle body, and you probably can't see it on the video, but I'm putting my finger there and it's got a nice seal, so that was my concern. I want to make sure that nothing is, you know, obstructed there or anything. Other than that, I think I remembered to put everything back. I didn't really take too many wires off or any connections off. And I tried to put all the screws back where they were, so hopefully it'll just all go back in the way it came out. So I'm just going to clean up my plastic pieces real quick, and then I'll start putting them back together. There we go. So there are my pieces. And that's it. So I've got my plastic pieces cleaned up. I just cleaned the back side of them for now. So this is how it goes. So the right side is over here. It's going to go like that. Left side's over there. And then this is the piece that goes under the bike that kind of ties them two together like that. So once I get them all, well, let's turn it around there. But yeah, but once I get them all on the bike, I'm just going to loosely start putting the two side pieces, and then I'll put the bottom piece in. And then I should be able to just make sure I got everything lined up and then tighten it up. Okay, just going to start putting all this stuff back together now. So the first thing is I left these screws loose, so I'm going to just tighten them up real quick. This is for the frame. Got the wrong one. 27. T27. And that's the wrong one, so it's T25. That's the wrong screw. Cut that out real quick. I need to do that. That's the one over line. That is a T27 or 30. I knew I had it right the first time. Let's try 30. Yep, there we go. So this is the frame, the metal frame that holds the bracket together. The air box basically in your luggage compartment. So each, the two have to be done one at a time, swinging the, oh, sorry, wrong one. This one down here. Swinging the handlebar around. Okay. So that's done. So this is 1, 2 down here, 3 over here, and 4 over here. Those are the frame ones. This screw is missing, so when I find one, I'll put it in. It's about the only screw that was missing on this bike when I opened it up the first time, so that's pretty good actually. I went ahead and cleaned the inside of these. I didn't bother going too crazy because they're going to get dirty again. So now for the lights, there were 2 screws in here. What I did was I just unscrewed and have this nice little washer that holds them in so they don't fall out. There's electrical connectors, which I have to find real quick, that go in there. So they're up here. Yeah, there it is. So there's the electrical connector right there for the signal on this side. So what I want to do is just kind of line it up first and get a couple of screws in so I can get it moving. So I think it's time to take some of these screws out. I believe this is going to go like this. So this one's going to go here. I think this went like this. Find out. That's for the middle piece, so something is missing. Goes like this. I believe this goes under the rubber piece here. Maybe it goes like this. Okay, I'm guessing it goes like this. Need to find the screws that hold it in place. Pretty sure that's that. Let me put this one back over here for now. There is a screw down here somewhere. That piece is going to get held down by that. This is going to get... Can you do me a favor? Can you shut off the GoPro? This isn't going to work like this because I can't see under there. Okay, so it was hard for me to look with the camera, but this screw over here, it's a T30. It's inside right behind the light. That one goes in here. I plugged in the light first and then I did it. That was a little difficult to do with the camera and all that, so I just stopped video for a while. And then it wasn't that bad once I got it lined up. And then so far I've only got 2 screws in it, this one down here and that one. Pretty much going to do the same thing. It is thundering here, so if it starts raining I'm going to have to stop and put everything inside real quick. So but I'm going to put that other one up. I'm going to attempt to do it here. If I have a problem I'll just stop the recording again. I'm going to try to do it so you can see how it goes. Alright, so again, same thing. It needs, this is the connector over here for the, I'd like for it to stay in its place. Yep, that's the light connector. It's a little shaky. For the lights. And just that's pretty much it. Just that connector, and just saw some grease. We're doing now. So, again, same thing. It only goes one way, so it's got that little notch, which is nice. And then it just doesn't, you don't hear a click, but these pins, you pop up like that to get it out. So it's in, and it's good. All right, so same thing here. Again, this screw is going to go into this guy. Lining it up is a little bit of a pain, but I was able to do it. And it kind of goes like this. And this wire kind of gets in the way, so you kind of got to, there's a guide for the wire right here, so you put that there. And then hopefully just lining it up with these pieces will just get it in a general area. Then I can just turn it with my screwdriver, which has the wrong bit in it.
Really? Is he really good? Oh man. You play a 5 here, dude. Oh my god.
There we go.
Watch Mr. Find it.
We have a dead bird?
No, it's a frog.
Oh, frog.
Bird.
Alright, so
He's like a rock. Hey, put him in the carpet.
probably smelled.
Why stop it?
It did start, so that's good. Again, plastics, don't want to overdo it. Drop my bit over here. There it is. Okay, so there's supposed to be another screw here, but I'm missing it, so I'm gonna leave it for now. It does go right there. And I need the ones I have, so actually, so I don't remember what this was for. I'm gonna wait and find out later. So for now, I think I'd like to have one here, so I'll put this one in. But I know I was missing this screw, so. But it is the same one, it will fit. So I say. It doesn't fit as nicely as the other one did. I'll leave it for now. That one I think comes out with the seat, so that should be easy. Okay, so that's that. And then this one goes over here. Again, I saved the screws with the part, so it's easier for me. If I remember right, it goes kind of like this. So I'm going to sit down real quick, and that way I can do it easily. So, not sure if I'm going to be able to capture this on video. I'm going to try. This is going to go like this. Go above it. At least I think that's the way it goes, yeah. I'm gonna have to stop the video. I had to stop the video to do this. It was very difficult for me, so I had to get under here and do it. But I'm gonna take the video again though, and I'm gonna show on this side. Hopefully it's capturing it. What I did was I put the screw from the outside, have this piece on the inside. This goes right over it, over the brace there. And then once I get the screw in, what I can do is kind of just feed it in like that, so it's easier. So a lot easier to do from the opposite side. I guess I learned a lesson. Next time I'll just do the other one from the other side. And then hopefully you can see that. Again, not over tightening these. Nice and good. So now this is going to hold my plastic pieces nice. Hopefully they'll come out clean. So I'm almost there. So this is just a plastic piece that kind of finishes up this little bucket thing. These two screws have to come out. Again, I'm going to have to turn my handlebars. When I get ready to do it. Again, these two screws, these are T20s or T15s, they're really small. And you have to be careful with the plastic anchor that's there, right there. So this one tends to want to come out. Pretty sure it was a T15. Get that over there for now. Here, so this guy should be ready to go on now. And this goes over on this side. There we go. Slide it over a little bit. Okay. Get that started. Hopefully you can get some. Go. I'm not going to put them in all the way, just a little bit, just to make sure they don't pop out. Let me get these two started. Hopefully they're lined up. Well, this one seems lined up, so hopefully the other one was. We'll find out in a minute. There we go. That one's in. Check out make sure you're seeing what I want you to see. Yep, okay. This one did not line up. Let's take it out and real quick look at it. Oh, this should work. And that one's it. Okay. pretty sure I got all the screws tight that I was supposed to. This one is leaving a little bit of a gap, and it's not the screw that was there, so I can't remember what spare part that I'm missing the screw for, so oh, there it is. It's the one that goes here. So, get back out. Again, I didn't have one. I'll find the right one for it one day, and I'll put it in. Should be easy to do. I think that one, I don't think there's anything that covers that, so I think every time you open the seat, you probably see it easily. There's that. So now this final piece over here, then I've got the braces to go as well. Hopefully that'll be easy. And there we go. So this is my piece that goes like this. And why are they not the same? And then down here. Something just doesn't feel right. Okay, so this is the bike put all back together again after removing all the plastics and replacing the spark plug with the iridium plug. Cleaned out all the oil that was on the battery from the one vent hose that was not plugged in properly. Also cleaned out the throttle body. It really wasn't that dirty. And then the other thing I realized is putting in 87 octane non-ethanol fuel is really important. On top of that, the correct starting procedure, which I'll do in a minute here, and that helps a lot. So other than that, the bike is great. I really enjoy driving it. We've got about a couple hundred miles on it now after buying it, and about 100 miles after doing the plugs, and runs great. Okay, correct starting procedure. Bike is in neutral. Neutral light is on. The ignition light All the ignition lights are gone. The temperature light is the most important one. Once it's gone, must leave this down for 2 seconds after it starts. This bike has 12,000 miles on it. I just changed the spark plug recently to the iridium, and this is what it sounds like. People wanted to hear what sound like. I guess this is a good one. As far as I know, the bike runs good, everything's normal. That's about 3,000 RPM.